What's up? This is Sebastian Schwartz, tamer of the Wild West and wilder of the tame West. Now, I was really excited to see all the engagement I had with questions and other things on my last video. And by engagement, I mean the 3 comments that were left that actually asked me questions, 2 of which were Barons of Neighbor Productions, and the 3rd was the creator of the Next Door Neighbors itself. So yeah, I have a really strong audience, it seems, who actually want to see me explain things to them. Given that, the first question I'm going to answer is from Luckerston, which is, can you explain to me why Star Wars Rebels is objectively the best Star Wars show ever? And as Star Wars Rebels' greatest fan, I think I am quite qualified to answer that. Now, Star Wars Rebels is the best show, I think, ever in Star Wars. It's better than the Clone Wars, it's better than Andor, heck, it's even probably better than all the original movies combined. It's single-handedly the thing that makes Star Wars worth it in the first place, alright? You can watch anything else from Star Wars and it's not really worth your time, but the build-up, it's like Marvel in that way. You know, the lead-up to getting the Rebels, you know, getting all the backstory, just so you can watch Rebels is completely worth the effort. There's countless reasons why Rebels is so amazing, and if I had all the time in the world, I would go over each and every one of them. Because I love Rebels. I love Rebels. I love Rebels. But I don't, so I'll only be able to go over a few of them. Earthy. To start off, Rebels is a fantastic show for younger audiences. I mean, it's got such kid-friendly topics like fascism, terrorism, oppression of minority groups, and even has executions in such means as decapitation. Classic subject material that I'm sure you've seen in any other great kids show, such as Phineas and Ferb, SpongeBob, and even Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. And let me tell you, if a kid grows up without having even seen a single character be brutally decapitated or learned how to start a grassroots terrorist organization, then can you even say they had a childhood in the first place? Besides narratively, what's in the show that makes it so brilliant is the array of great and fantastic characters which Rebels has. The first characters that come to mind when I think of Rebels are the ones who embody the show through and through. The ones you'd see on posters everywhere. The figureheads of the entire series with their stellar performances and immense depth are, of course, characters like RX-24, Zebo, and the GOAT himself as Morgan. Oh, there it is. Oh, okay. That's good. The gods themselves would not have been able to create a character as perfect as Morgan. Only the brilliant minds that created Rebels could have. And the show would not have been the same without him. The way his fat folds flubber in the wind, the way he eats his fruits all disgustingly, the way he talks. How could we have gone on as a society for thousands of years before as Morgan? Okay, I have to move on from talking about as Morgan. As difficult as that made me, I simply need to talk about something else. I guess one last thing to touch on that explains why Rebels is the greatest show ever made would be its animation. It's stellar. It's the greatest animation I've ever seen in my life, let alone the greatest animation in any Star Wars product ever. Let me just pick a character at random to talk about. Anakin. He looks perfect in Rebels. The animation looks so good. Meanwhile, in Clone Wars, Anakin looks nothing like Hayden Christensen. It looks absolutely abysmal. And let's not even talk about the prequel movies themselves. Hayden Christensen looks nothing like Hayden Christensen in those movies. I don't know why, but they just got this weird guy to cast as him. It's crazy. Meanwhile, Rebels. Now the animation in Rebels, that is when Hayden Christensen finally looked like Hayden Christensen. The animation is so realistic that I think it looks better than real life. I mean, I would rather live in Rebels than I would in real life. That's how good the animation looks. That's how good Rebels is. I hope that answered your question, Luckerson, on why Rebels is the greatest Star Wars show ever made, and as I would argue, the greatest show ever made, period. But although there are a million more things I could talk about on what makes Rebels so legendary, I simply must stop it there so I can answer some other questions, which I hope you guys have for me. In which case, I'll see you then, unless I never make another one of these again, as I said last time. In which case, goodbye forever. See ya.